In this video, I'm going to continue with the exercise, and I'm going to use the lighter marker first. I'm going to go around and around and then fill in. Then the other letter. Now, if you missed on the side, don't be too concerned. Remember, by the time you do the outline of the letter, you have an opportunity to fix almost any mistake. Okay, now the darker color, we are going to assume the light is hitting from this side, in this case the way the sun is right now, and I'm just putting it to you. So if the light is hitting from the top of the letter, the dark areas are going to be somewhere in the bottom, on the other side, on this side, on this side, on that, and probably right here. Now you're also going to have some time to redefine that later on. Now we're going to use the 3 color, and this is the darkest, this is lighter, and this is the blender. All right, so the lightest is the blender. Sometimes you can use white if you feel more familiar with it. So darker, make sure your pencil is well sharpened. Now be careful not to completely saturate the paper at this point. Okay, you're gonna need to leave, let's say maybe 80%, of the paper still able to put another color on top of it. Now, how do you know that? Well, by experience, and while you're doing it, don't apply too much pressure. Again, kind of the line to there. And if you don't apply too much pressure, you can barely see the direction. Okay. Now, the mid color. Also, leave some part of the paper without much color. You see that the way the paper is built, it still has, although it's very soft to the touch, it still have texture. So if you don't press too far, you allow the color to stick only in certain parts. Okay, so still leaving that in there. Now this is the blender, remember? Now with the blender, you're gonna go and try to create now a more coherent, you see? Now you're really saturating the paper. Can be a movement like round, can also be pretty much vertical. Most important part is that you can move the page to accommodate your hand. Okay. So there, maybe it's better for me to do it this way. And sometimes it's good for me to do it this way. Now we're gonna do the outline. Okay, very fine. The fine one allows you to correct if you want to later, but you still have to be careful. Now this is the chance where you define the edge. Still leave room for some corrections. Notice that I skip where I finish, and I pick up, and I skip where I run. And I'm not feeling sure about my line. I just lift the pen immediately. So by creating these little gaps, I can come back later and correct them. Or I can just leave them like that, just for fun. That's the way they look more like hand done than computer generated, although you are taking the best advantage of the computer does by using the first draft fast and quick, using the font. Okay, so maybe there are too many of this. I'll fix one there. Okay, and maybe that one is too big. Okay, I'm gonna have to put something here. It's a little bit windy. Now, the other thing I did, maybe I can go back now and define the darker on top of the blender. You see how the paper still takes the color, and now I really have an opportunity to make that different. Sort of the blender blend everything without much contrast, and sometimes you want some contrast. Okay. Since the light is hitting from this direction, it's gonna hit probably right here, right there, right there, right there. Define some part of the, it all depends how much fun and confetti you want around, but define parts of the letter as being struck by somebody white pure light. And let me do another background. I think that sometime we can just add could also be sort of an even background. Be careful with the white. Now I'm gonna do another one just to show you how good you can do a very quick background without having to can define the very dark area now with the blue. I'm going to blend the purple with some pink. Remember, you want to create contrast with the colors you already used. So you create a different background. And then you can go like that and define the fun in certain areas. And all of a sudden, you created more movement. Now the fun part of the jelly is it will apply over an oversaturated paper. Okay, now you could create a whole background for your drawing and doing different experiment is the way you should approach this assignment. Sometimes the first time is not going to be anything good.